G'day guys, how are we? So, in this video, we're going to be working on the absolute beast, my beautiful Hawkeye WRX, and we're going to be installing a turbo timer. And we're with someone that you guys haven't seen in probably over a year now, and it is Lasagna, aka Luigi.
Oh, this shit again.
And this is obviously, I'm pretty sure the last video I made on this was when you wrapped it, I think.
Yes.
And now it's a little bit more crazy. Can you tell us what's going on here?
Look, it took me about 8 months to build. I just really wanted more power. So
Because you're pushing about 200, weren't you?
I was pushing 200.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've just built it to whatever extent. I want to push at least close to 400 kilowatts.
Yeah.
That's my goal. So you know your standard stuff. So process reverse mount, Garrett 3582 turbo with a twist mount setup. Deleted the AC, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Power, baby. Yeah, we've got a 2.6 Cosworth stroked forged motor, and a bunch of stuff that you guys do not want to know about.
Getting into all the technical side of things, but the thing looks sick. It's been painted midnight purple. Is it 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks awesome. Like, it looks sick, and it goes like hell. But you haven't properly got it tuned yet. No.
So right now, all it has is just a running tune. She is running a little rough, so we're gonna book in the next tune and hopefully be able to make something out.
Yeah. I saved a video on my phone of what it sounds like, so I'll put it right here. So this thing is like crazy cool, and probably see more videos on it in the future if he comes out more often.
I got work.
But anyways, what we're going to be doing in this video, which we're going to need Luigi's help for because I'm horrible at wiring and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and that is installing a turbo timer. So it's quite controversial. Some people think they work, some people think they don't. I'm just going to be safe than sorry, and it's kind of cool as well. But yeah, so we're going to figure out how to do, well, Luigi knows how to do it, I don't, so he's going to teach us how to do it. And yeah, should be a relatively easy install, what, 20-30 minutes probably?
About that.
Yeah, should be pretty damn easy, so yeah, let's get going.
So first things first, we're going to start by taking off that basically underplate here. So all it holds it is, you've got clips missing.
Bro, weight reduction, man, chill.
Alright, anyways, so usually there's a clip here, alright, there's a screw right above there, okay? Yep. And there is a screw right underneath over here.
Yeah.
Okay? And everything else is just clips. So we'll take these screws off and we'll pop that off and go from there.
Yeah.
So we've got this off, alright? Now we're going to start with the ignition side. So basically for a turbo timer to work, it needs power, clearly, but it also needs an input from ignition. So it knows to keep the car on and when to turn the car off once the timer goes down. Because once the timer goes down, what it does is the timer turns off the turbo timer, and then it will relay the same information to the ignition wires, which will then turn off the car because it will just cut the power through.
Yeah.
Right. So we have 3 different wires here, which we'll plug into this little harness, which we love so much. Right. So we have red that will go to power, and these 2 will go to ignition 1 and ignition 2. You also get the black one, which is stock standard for a ground, and then you'll have the brown one, which will go to your handbrake switch, which is more or less a safety switch. So the brown wire will go to your handbrake line. There's a wire there that turns on and off your little handbrake light on your dash. And basically, this is safety where if you have the turbo timer on and your handbrake goes down or something like that, it will turn off the car as a safety measure.
Yep.
Right? So pretty stock standard stuff. So now we'll go ahead and we're going to start and find what is what. So we're going to have to find in these what's the power, what's the ignition, and we'll have to connect these to that.
Yep.
And once we do that, then we'll go ahead with the handbrake switch on the ground.
Yep, easy done. All right, so we'll come back with you guys once everything's wired up, and then we'll show you guys exactly what we've done.
We're going to start with this multimeter, and with the multimeter, we're going to be able to tell what wire does what, okay? So black probe on the multimeter will be the negative, which is ground.
So I just want to ground it somewhere around the car.
Yep. And the red probe will go into those wires, into those plugs. So with the ignition being off, this gives us 12 volt, which is what the red wire is going to connect to as constant power. Okay. So now we'll go to the next one, which is this one. And we'll turn the ignition on to the first click. So this gives us 12 volt, which is, this is the accessory.
Yep.
Right? So this now will go onto, I believe, the blue wire.
Yep.
Or the yellow wire, one of them. Right? And now we'll go onto the next one. And we'll go one more click, which gives us 12 volt again. So now that's accessories 2.
But if you go back to number 1 and nothing, then it won't be anything. Yeah.
So then it'll be 0 volt. So we'll go back to accessories, and this is accessory 2, and this will give us 12 volt.
By the way, accessory 1 and 2, so you've got nothing, and you've got accessory 1, and then the next one is accessory 2. So that's how that whole accessory 1 and 2 thing works.
So basically, from the instructions, depending on what turbo timer you get, because there's different brands will have different colors. So don't, if you get the same ones we do, you might be able to use the same wire. If not, check the instructions and look for what color wire your turbo timer tells you to go for. Then you basically test them out, see which one is which, and you just go ahead and connect them. So we'll do that, and then we'll hop on to the next step. So now we've got this done, all right, so we've got it soldered up, taped up, isolated, nice and easy, not gonna catch fire, beautiful. So now the next step is, with the kit that they give you, they'll give you an extension wire if you need. We might use it, we might not use it. I think we're gonna have to, because this wire is not long enough. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna connect this to the ground, and this to the handbrake wire. So we're gonna connect that last because it's only gonna be right here in that little compartment.
Yep.
So that can be done later. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull off this trim to get access.
So we're pull it off, or pulling off that center part?
Yeah, so we're gonna pull off that center part to get access to the handbrake.
Yep.
And we'll then basically put this, so it gives you a splitter in here, which means you don't have to cut any wires, which is the greatest part about it. So this will just close on, close the clip, and it'll basically splice both wires together.
Yep.
So we'll use that, connect the handbrake switch, connect all these things together, because now it's just literally a plug and play. So we'll plug the harness, plug the ground, connect these wires together, that goes to the handbrake, turn on, and you're good to go. So we'll go ahead and do that now. All right, so now we're taking the trims off, right? So once you get the trims off on the WRXs, if you do have one, what you want to do, right, is you want to just put your hand through that little rubber bit, pull that up, it'll come right off, okay? Then you'll have 2 screws. You'll have one right here, and you'll have one exactly the same on the other side, okay? And you have a cigarette lighter just chilling in there. All right, so we'll do that. Put the car in gear. Obviously, try not to start it. You pull up the center console, and you'll have 2 screws. So once you take off those 2 screws, what we'll do is you'll just unclip the little vest for the handbrake, like so. And all you gotta do is pull up, and the whole thing will just come off, which is very, very easy. Come on, buddy.
It's very, very easy.
Oh, look. It's been a minute, all right?
Hey, there we are.
All right.
And we're to it.
And we're to it. And this is now the wire that I was talking about.
So down there is a little pink wire. You guys will be able to see it just there. That's our wire we need.
So all we're gonna do is we'll just unplug it for now. And there we go. So unplug it, pull it right up here. And that is the wire that we need. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 2, right? So you're gonna put that one through here. You can try force it in if you want, but regardless of what's gonna happen, you can just leave it on the edge as so. Okay?
Yep.
And you're gonna have this one that's gonna go like so, right? And once you close it, what it's gonna do is just gonna splice the wires together. Okay? So
I'm guessing it has a little prick punch in it, and it'll just go into the wire.
yeah. So what you want to do is you want to push it a little bit in, like so. Just so it just kind of clips in a little bit, just so it catches the edge. Like so. Push it in. clip it. And that is it.
Perfect.
Right? And that, if that doesn't work, then all you got to do is just kind of splice it in, which is not too hard. So we've got that clip in. Obviously, don't bolt everything back up, because these clips sometimes can fail. So just to be safe, don't bolt everything back up quite yet. So what we're going to do next is we're going to run these wires across the trim. Now the best part about these WRXs is you can literally fit your hand right through the trims and pull it through. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull it through this side, go straight under the trim as such, and once we go forward, you can literally bring it back up under the dash further up.
Yeah, because there's like a little, you can kind of get underneath this part just there, and then basically everything is completely tucked. You don't have to worry about seeing any wires or anything. See like that? Exactly, go straight underneath of it. Makes everything a lot easier.
And a lot cleaner as well.
Yeah.
So once you get that, what you want to do is you want to pass it over, kind of over the steering wheel, kind of out of the way, if that makes sense. So now this will now connect to the brown wire, right? And this little black wire, which is the ground, we'll connect it right here, right above the switch right here.
Yep.
Or you can even use those bolts right there, which is pretty easy. So once we connect these and that brown wire, we'll test it out, start the car, and see if everything works.
Yep. So that's basically everything if it works.
Yeah, that's basically it. And once it works, just put everything back together.
Yep.
All right, so we've gone ahead and connected the harness. We have connected the brown wire for the handbrake to the extension. We also have basically ground wire, the black wire. So now all you gotta do is turn on the ignition and test if it actually works.
Fingers crossed.
So ignition on, and press power, and beautiful.
Hell yeah.
So now we'll just put it onto, actually we'll put on 10 seconds.
Yep.
Just to see if it works. So we'll take the car out of gear, because I remembered it wasn't gear. Alright, start the car. And turn the car off.
Oh.
And you see how it says P?
Yeah.
That's because the handbrake switch did not work. Which
So I have to
means
splice it in.
We need to splice it in.
Yep.
So that's an easy fix.
Yep. So there's a prime example not to put everything back together before you finish testing it.
Exactly.
Alright, so let's...
These are prone to fail. Like we've had issues like this in the past where these little clips don't work. But they're not a massive issue.
Yeah.
It's just now instead of having like a clean line, you just gotta splice it in.
Yeah.
Not a big issue. Just takes a bit more time. That's all it is.
Yeah. So we'll be back with you guys when we've completely spliced it in, and we'll test it again. Hopefully it works next time. So see you guys in 2 seconds.
All right. So now we've gone ahead and spliced in the wire instead of using that little plug. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna test it again and see if it works. It should technically work.
There we go. Just turns it off and it's going. Counting down from 10.
Key out.
Key out. 3, 2, 1. And she turns off. Perfect.
That's what you want.
The wire man's in the joint and Connor's just chilling.
What's up? All right. So now that everything works, all we gotta do is put everything back together, and that's it.
Sweet. So we'll see you guys in 2 seconds once everything's back together.
All right. So we've got that in. We'll power it up. Now to change all this stuff,
I'm gonna put my light off so you
and
can see better. Yeah, you can't.
basically change the time for the turbo timer, you'll have minutes and seconds, and you'll also have auto. There's 2 different types of auto. So there's auto cooldown, which will give you like a 10-minute whatever, and then there's auto warm-up, so whichever setup you want to go for. But we are just going for your standard setup seconds, so we're going to put on 30 seconds, and that's it. The car's now set for 30 seconds. After turn off, it'll keep running for 30 seconds, and that's it.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Perfect. All right, so as you guys just saw, Big Luigi over there, good old man, decided he's going to help me install the turbo timer. I'm very, very happy I got that in. As I said at the start of the video, it's a little bit controversial. Some people think it works, some people think it doesn't. I'm just getting it to be safer than sorry, because I'm looking at doing power pretty soon. So may as well get all the, I guess, sort of small stuff sorted that I can do when I'm still pushing basically stock power. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and check out Luigi's Instagram, follow his build. I'll put it in the description, and I shall see you guys next video. See you guys later.